I wanted to take a look at these. These are packages from DJ City. We'll get them open. SM58. And with it, I ordered my favourite, the little popper stopper. Everyone likes a popper stopper, don't they? So we'll take a look at that in a second. This is the main focus of the video. This is a mic that I've had many times over. The first set actually went to my brother. I'm not sure what he's done with them. And the second one, I suppose the third one that I've bought, my father's actually using at the moment to record his music. So that's a good reason to you know, let someone else borrow it, is to follow their creative pursuits. So I've had to buy another one because I've got some voice lines to do. I won't tell you what for yet, but they're voice lines nonetheless. And I thought nothing better but to have the microphone that I'm actually used to, which is the SM58. And this microphone seems to be really good with my voice, especially with the addition of the little popper stopper, which I put on in a certain way. And yeah, so we'll get to, I don't think there's anything of great detail on the box that we need to look at. No shake or rattle, and it's good that it doesn't have a switch either. A switch introduces noise and potential crackle and failure, so we don't want them. Screen out unwanted air. Yep, cool. So we'll take a look inside the next box. This is like those unwrapping parties. I don't know, what do you call them? Pass the parcel? Yeah, there we go. What we got? Some kind of instructions. There we go, general description. Yeah, so the proximity is of main importance with these microphones, because they block out a lot of the sound around the speaker. You have to be quite close, but also the closer you get, the bassier they get. So the bass response, oh yeah, shows there. Yeah, bass response picks up when you're a lot closer, which can be good for certain things. But other, you know, most of the time you want to be singing at a sort of, you know, 6 millimeters. More than 6 millimeters. Okay, but that's very close. Anyway, let's not do that. What else we got? Specs. Oh yeah, a quick look at the specs just there. Oh, that's the only English there. Moving coil 50 to 15,000 hertz, cardioid 300 ohm. That's wild. Diaphragm, yep, they are a pretty heavy mic, so yeah, it should be in that sort of weight range. 3-pin XLR, beautiful. What else we got here? Wide safety product. Yeah, they are wired and grounded through your mixing desk. So if your mixing desk has a poor earth, or whatever your mixing desk is plugged into isn't earthed properly, you can get a dangerous electrical shock through your microphone. It has happened before, and it's actually happened to me before as well. I was playing a sort of DJ gig. I'm no DJ by any means, but they wanted 50s music, and I just played that for them. But yeah, my whole setup was live because their earthing had an issue, so we had to change power sockets just to get a proper earth. I reckon this is just going to be a lot of nonsense, so we probably won't take a look at that for any great length of time. No. Something I missed is they've actually got the wiring diagram in here. So that's the potted transformer in there. So it is actually isolated. The diaphragm is isolated, which is interesting. And we've got the typical response here. So, what have we got in here? The good old Shure mic clip. It's not a very chewy plastic like some of them. It is quite rigid plastic, but still flexible. And you'll find there is a bit of flex in that as well, which sort of saves it from snapping if you drop your mic stand. That's a quite rigid plastic, that. I don't remember them being like that. They might have changed the plastic for this one. Yeah, it does actually feel a little bit different to the original ones. But anyway, hopefully they've got the adapter for the other mic stands. I hope so. Some nice bubble wrap. Big bubbles to sort of stop the mic from getting damaged there. That's nice. And the microphone. Admittedly, I thought the other ones felt heavier. So hopefully this is an original. Shure incorporated. Okay. I mean, the text and everything does feel, but the bag is, oh, this is a sticker. Okay. The bag looks more or less the same. It is slightly different again. Yeah, it didn't have a white interior like that, definitely not. Interesting. Well, I'm hoping this is a authentic item, because sometimes they're not. That's not the one I wanted to unscrew. That's the one I wanted to unscrew. I do genuinely hope this is an original, authentic item. It does look pretty convincing. Although a slight issue with the wrap there. Interesting. Yeah, there's a slight little chunk of stuff sitting on there too. Interesting. So hopefully this is an actual Shure SM58. Not sure what I'm going to find in here. There is a potted transformer in there. Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, you just sort of gotta trust that this is a original spec thing, don't you? That's interesting. That is branded as well in there, but that's not quite hard to do, is it? Okay, well, I'm not convinced that it's a proper thing, but it's even I'm not sure. Just because everything looks a little bit different. I mean, that's definitely different to what you usually get with a Shure, from what I'm used to. This looks fairly convincing, although it is a different plastic. I don't remember that plastic looking like that. So that's interesting. And that's just a sticker. What else? And the bag is slightly different to what I remember the bags being. I don't have mine at the moment to compare it to. The bag definitely does feel a bit cheaper, I might say. Interesting. This is Shure branded as well, made in Korea. Not this is going to be, this is just a piece of foam. Horrible plastic cracks, sorry about that. Construction does feel different. There's a, yeah, it is a different construction than it usually is. Oh, I see. It's a bit thicker in this section. They've glued in a second piece. I don't know if you can see that there. So my foam knob has a little knob. Yeah, Captain's lost its cap, I think. So yeah, it is double thickness in that section, which would actually help, because usually I have to mount these on just so that they grab onto that ring there. I don't usually push them all the way down because it's better for close-up vocals if you're speaking a little bit with a little bit of distance between the microphone and your mouth. So I'll position that there like that, and that's usually how I use it. But yeah, I am hoping that this is still a genuine Shure SM58. I'm sure I won't hear from the company, but I had to purchase this from DJ City. I'll just confirm that. Yeah, DJ City. I got this from via express post. So they are a pretty good retailer, so I dare say that this would be a genuine item. It's just that it doesn't seem as high quality sort of accessories as they usually provide. And I don't actually remember mine unscrewing in this section. Definitely not when you try to unscrew the cap. So whether they used to have Loctite in there or whether that thread didn't exist, I'd like to actually compare it to my original one. But anyway, that's the Shure SM58, I think. So after consulting Google and AI, apparently this is an original, confirmed by the colour of the wires inside here that go down to the transformer, and the colour of the foam on the front of the diaphragm there. It should be the grey colour, not the black. And apparently the packaging changes, so the bag, the strap and the plastic used on this actually has been changed, and I guarantee they've been changed for cheaper materials, just because that's the way enshittification works. So yeah, the bag does feel cheaper. Not that it's going to do less of a job that the other bag did, it's just that when you pick it up you go, oh, it doesn't feel as nice as what they used to. And the interior used to be a nice black sort of, I think it was like a almost padded sort of surface, whereas this is very thin. It's just like I'd say a good quality vinyl, but it's just one, one layer of that. Actually, you can see here that it's not like a double layer or anything. It's just a fabric backed vinyl. So there's no actually like sort of extra padding or anything in there like there used to be. The bag used to feel quite, nice and plush and soft and whatever. So anyway, that's what that is. Yeah, that has changed to some sort of cheaper materials, and but hopefully they didn't change to cheaper materials inside the microphone. That's the important part. The change to this is quite welcome, because the other ones were just one piece of solid foam all the way around, whereas this one has that extra piece sort of glued in there, or maybe it's just when they cut it out, I'm not sure. It does look like it's been glued there. So it is just a bit of extra padding around the front of the diaphragm, because I did find that they weren't quite thick enough. So yeah, there does feel there's an extra, because that's quite a lot of padding there. I'm going to say almost 10 mil of foam over the center of that diaphragm, which actually would stop a lot of that sort of directional sort of plosive in there. So I may not need to pull that out like I used to get the same results. I may be able to just, you know, shove it down and you're singing, you know, pretty much right here, and sometimes touching, depending on what sort of effect you're going for. But sort of more on the voice lines that I have to be doing. Some are for my own game that I'm developing. It's a detective game set on a remote island, deserted island, and the other one was voice lines for a video game that almost everyone would have heard of by this stage. It's about 10 or 11 years old now, and they're doing some mods for it, and I want to be a part of that, so I definitely have to get the voice lines on this. And I have done sort of work in the past for my own videos, just sort of voice lines and that sort of thing with the Shure SM58, with my original one that my father has right now. And you can check that out at Lethal Recipes on my other channel, and I'll put a link for that down in the description. But yeah, Lethal Recipes, I did a few videos there, just sort of funny cooking ones that I did the voiceover, and yeah, so that's stuff that I've done in the past.